Interesting facts about famous people.
US Cavalry Westerns. Today's video is on Cavalry Westerns. There are way too many to put in one video, so I have narrowed this video down to a sample of 10. Let me know what I left out in the comments. If you enjoy this video, hit the notification button to get my new videos. If you want to check out my many other videos, head over to my channel. The link is in the description. Please take a moment to like and subscribe the channel as well. I appreciate it. Let's get into it. Starting off with several John Ford offerings. Rio Grande, 1950. Director John Ford. A cavalry officer, posted on the Rio Grande, is confronted with murderous raiding Apaches, a son who's a risk-taking recruit, and his wife, from whom he's been separated for many years. Stars John Wayne, Maureen O'Hara, Ben Johnson, Claude Jarman Jr. The Horse Soldiers, 1959. Director, John Ford. In 1863, a Union outfit was sent behind Confederate lines in Mississippi to destroy enemy railroads, but a captive Southern belle and the unit's doctor caused frictions within ranks. Stars John Wayne, William Holden, Constance Towers, Judson Pratt.
At least that Holy Joe ain't no kid.
She Wore a Yellow Ribbon, 1949. Director, John Ford. Captain Nathan Brittles, on the eve of retirement, takes out a last patrol to stop an impeding, massive Indian attack, encumbered by women who must be evacuated. Brittles finds his mission imperiled. Stars John Wayne, Joanne Drew, John Agar, Ben Johnson.
To Captain Brittles from C Troop.
Fort Apache, 1948. Director, John Ford. At Fort Apache, an honourable and veteran war captain finds conflict when his regime is placed under the command of a young, glory-hungry lieutenant colonel with no respect for the local Indian tribe. Although John Ford would not allow wives and girlfriends onto his locations, John Wayne was allowed to bring his son, Michael Wayne, with him to Monument Valley. He later described the rugged conditions and the long 6 days per week working hours. The only thing people could do in Monument Valley was work. There was no other diversion. But the rougher it was, the more Ford seemed to like it. Stars John Wayne, Henry Fonda, Shirley Temple, Pedro Armendariz.
Their names, but they're there. They're the regiment, the regular army. Now, and 50 years from now.
Okay, moving on from John Ford and John Wayne now. Rough Riders, 1997. Director, John Milius. Under-Secretary of the Navy Theodore Roosevelt resigns to form a volunteer militia unit called the Rough Riders to fight in the Spanish-American War. The Sioux Nation was so pleased with the depiction of Native Americans in this movie that they made writer and director John Milius an honorary tribe member. Stars Tom Berenger, Sam Elliott, Gary Busey, Brad Johnson. "40 Guns to Apache Pass, 1967. Director William Whitney. In 1868, Arizona, the Apaches led by Cochise are on a warpath, and U.S. Army Captain Bruce Coburn is tasked with protecting settlers on their way to Apache Wells. A group of undisciplined soldiers, led by Corporal Bodine, make Coburn's task more difficult. When they're sent after a shipment of repeating rifles, Bodine and 4 others steal the weapons and desert. Captain Coburn manages to return to Apache Wells, where he vows to capture Bodine and his fellow deserters. Meanwhile, Bodine meets Cochise, to negotiate the sale of the stolen repeating rifles without knowing that Captain Coburn has recovered the stolen weapons and has killed the other deserters. Stars Audie Murphy, Michael Burns, Kenneth Tobey, Lorraine Stevens.
Of course, my background had been for the war. I never made officer.
The Battle at Apache Pass, 1952. Director George Sherman. When Cochise bands together with Geronimo and other Indian tribes, Major Colton abandons his fort, heading towards Fort Sheridan through Apache Pass. The only thing in his way are the Indians he used to call his friends. In politically incorrect casting, Jewish actors Jeff Chandler and Susan Cabot played Native American Indians in this film. Jay Silverheels, a Native American Mohawk actor from Canada's Six Nations Reserve, played Geronimo. Stars John Lund, Jeff Chandler, Susan Cabot, Bruce Cowling. Sergeant Rutledge, 1960. Director John Ford. Black Cavalry Sergeant Rutledge stands court-martial for raping and killing a white woman and murdering her father. Not happy with Woody Strode's rehearsal of bullet-wounded drowsiness, director John Ford took his own steps. The day before the scene was shot, Ford got Strode drunk early in the day and had an assistant follow him around for the rest of the day to make sure he stayed that way. When Strode shot the scene, his hangover gave him the perfect appearance of a man who'd been shot. Stars Jeffrey Hunter, Constance Towers, Woody Strode, Willis Boucher.
Touch that gun, Lieutenant. I won't have to. You make one move to get away and I'm going to kill you. Yes, sir. But that's just what you'll have to do. Hold it, Rutledge! Hold it! Ready! Fire!
Two Rode Together, 1961. Director John Ford. The US Army is under pressure from the relatives of prisoners of the Comanches to secure their rescue. A corrupt marshal, Guthrie McCabe, is convinced to help negotiate with the Comanches. Just 2 captives are released. Reintegration into white society proves highly problematic. Richard Widmark said he had more fun on this film than any other. I'm a little deaf in this ear, and John Ford's a little deaf in the other, and James Stewart's hard of hearing in both. So all through the picture, all 3 of us were going, what? Stars James Stewart, Richard Widmark, Shirley Jones, Linda Crystal. Major Dundee, 1965. Director Sam Peckinpah. During the last winter of the Civil War, cavalry officer Amos Dundee leads a contentious troop of Army regulars, Confederate prisoners and scouts on an expedition into Mexico to destroy a band of Apaches who have been raiding US bases in Texas. Charlton Heston famously did not get along with Richard Harris, who frequently stayed up drinking into the early hours and was often late on set. Harris described Heston as being so square that he must have fallen from a cubic moon. Stars Charlton Heston, Richard Harris, Jim Hutton, James Coburn.
But only until we have caught the Apache. And then, Major,
I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate your likes and subscribers. Hit the notification button to get my new videos. Take a look at my channel and check out my Facebook page. The links are in the description. I am Wrangler. Bye for now. See you again soon.
Interesting facts about famous people.